Hi Glenn, could you hold my briefcase for me for a sec? Got you some new gear for your work. Here's your new hard hat. A new t-shirt. I know how quickly you get through these. Here's some new work boots for you. And could you get this box to Chester? I asked Luke to do it about 7 years ago and he still hasn't got around to it.
Luke, this lot's got to go over to Chester right now.
Okay, doke.
Good day.
Who's the dolly? Come on!
Because you won't always have one of the world's strongest men at hand to help you with lifting, there are particular methods that you should adopt when doing any kind of manual handling. Manual handling is basically the transporting or supporting of a load by hand or bodily force. Over the next few minutes, we'll show you some of the best ways to do this. Manual handling is one of the greatest causes of industrial injury within the workplace, so it's really important that you do it properly. There are 3 key words to remember when approaching any manual handling task. These are avoid, assess, and reduce the risk. Manual handling can be divided into 4 main areas: lifting, carrying, pushing, and pulling. First of all, let's look at lifting.
Manuel, the photocopy's out of paper downstairs. Do you mind just grabbing that box from over there and filling it up for me?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent, thank you.
There are 5 clear steps in performing a safe lift. Step 1. Stop and think. By that, we mean assess the risk. For example, is the environment safe? Look around, use your eyes and common sense. Ask yourself, am I physically able to do this? Age, height and levels of fitness should also be taken into account. Consider whether you have enough space to move the load safely. Lifting can be difficult in confined spaces. Nobody should force you to lift anything you don't think you're able to lift. Once you've stopped and thought and assessed, then take the appropriate actions. Step 2. Place yourself in a good posture. Keep your feet apart and angle them. Your leading leg should be forward and comfortable. With a naturally straight back, lower to the load. Failing to keep your back naturally straight could result in a slipped or prolapsed disc or other serious injuries. Step 3. Take a grip on the load. Make one final assessment of the weight. Keep your eyes forward, which helps in keeping your natural posture. Keep relaxed and don't tense. Your whole body should be facing in the same direction. Do not twist during the lift and don't overreach. Take a firm grip. Step 4. Start to lift. Keeping your arms within the boundary formed by your legs, start to lift. Using the power from your legs, push up maintaining a naturally straight back and a controlled posture within a smooth upward movement. Don't jerk. And if you think at the start of the lift that the load is too heavy for you, don't continue. Step 5. Keep the load in your control. The load must be close to your body. Maintain your grip. Be aware of your load characteristics. In other words, carrying liquids or uneven loads can present their own problems. Follow these steps and you should have lifted safely. But now you're on to the next stage of manual handling. You're carrying a load. When you're walking with a load, move your feet smoothly and avoid twisting the trunk of your body. Keep the load close to you and always maintain control. If there is one side of the load that is heavier than the other, then the heavier side should be closest to your body. When carrying a load, be vigilant and aware of your surroundings. Always be alert to any possible danger. Your initial assessment will have identified any hazards on the route that you're taking. This could include uneven surfaces, wet or icy ground, any stairs or lifts that you may encounter when moving between floors. Things do change, so always be ready for the unexpected. Also, if you begin to feel tired or strained, stop. Don't overdo it. Think about the distance that you'll have to travel with the load and whether you're capable of doing it. Now that you've arrived at your destination, you need to put the load down. This is a reverse of the lifting procedure. So, again, a naturally straight back, head up, eyes forward, use your legs as a pivot and take the weight on the legs. Slowly and smoothly lower your body. Release the load and stand up in the same position. Next, let's look at correct pushing technique. Where possible, you should always use a manual handling aid for loads that are a challenge to lift. In this case, we'll look at how to safely push a sack trolley, though the principle for any pushing movement is the same, no matter what equipment you use. Your assessment of the load will determine what type of lifting aid you need, whether it be a pallet truck, a trolley, or even a wheelbarrow. First, check that your route is clear from obstructions. Check that your load isn't too wide to fit down the route you wish to take, and look out for other people working around you. To push, place a firm grip on the handles, but not too tight. Test the weight of the load, lean forwards, and using the power of your legs, push off in the direction you're facing. Keep a naturally straight posture and avoid using your back to exert force. The muscles in your legs are usually far stronger than those in your back, and putting strain on your back can damage your spine as well as the muscles around it. Once you're moving, maintain a steady speed and keep the truck close to your body for greater control. Once you've reached your destination, stop smoothly. Again, no jerking, and maintain the load in a safe and stable condition. Carry out the unloading of your truck in the same way as you would load it.
Hey, Mawel, you can't leave that there. You need to put it back in the correct storage area. Leaving it there, it just becomes a hazard itself. Remember, a tidy workplace is a safe workplace.
Pulling is the least acceptable method of moving a load, but sometimes it's just unavoidable. If you find that you're in a situation where you have to pull a load, then great care must be taken. The dangers in pulling a load are injury to your back through excessive strain or twisting. Your body is being used in an unnatural way. There is a danger of the load coming forward and injuring you. Pulling a load is not as controllable or as safe as pushing. If you find that you have to pull a load, maintain a straight back, grip the trolley or truck firmly and take the weight of the load. Using the power from your legs, start the movement slowly, smoothly and in a controlled manner. If at any point you feel uncomfortable or out of control of the load, stop and reassess the situation. Maybe you'll need to lighten the load or get help. If a load is too big and heavy to move alone, then you may need to lift with another person or even a team of people. If this is the case, remember the following. Always try to lift with people of a similar height and build. Lifting with people of different heights can mean that the weight of the load is unevenly distributed and can become difficult to handle. Select one person to control the lift. That's the person who will give the instruction to lift and move, etc. Perform movement at the same time and move smoothly and steadily using the same methods you use when lifting alone. So, to summarise, avoid manual handling if at all practical. Assess the situation and the task. Reduce the risk. Work within your limitations. Control your movements. Don't overdo it. Use the correct techniques always, and remember, manual handling is your last resort. Use a mechanical aid if you can. Take care and keep safe.